Patriot, physician, and man of letters. His life and literary works were an inspiration to the Philippine nationalist movement. Jose Rizal Mercado y Alonso, or simply Jose Rizal, committed his life to fighting for the freedom of assembly and expression and equality of Filipinos and Spaniards during a time when the country was held in political and economic paralysis. He would go on to write 2 novels that would continue to be studied by Filipino youth years after his death. No Limitangere, a passionate exposure of the evils of the friars' rule, and El Filibusterismo, which established his reputation as the leading spokesman of the Philippine reform movement. His works inspired the Katipunan, a nationalist secret society led by Andres Bonifacio, to launch a revolt against Spain. Sadly, Rizal was executed after being accused of sedition. Now his martyrdom left many marks on the scrolls of Philippine history. Stories upon stories about this figure have been passed on from generation to generation, so it's no surprise that extremely absurd and unbelievable conspiracy theories about him exist. Let's examine some of the wildest ones out there. This one is less of a conspiracy theory and more of a misconception or unsolved mystery. Anyway, if you went to school in the Philippines for at least a couple of years, then you would have at least heard about the famous line that was used to shame us if we complained about studying Filipino. It goes, "Ang hindi marunong magmahal sa sariling wika, masahol pa sa hayop at malansang lista." Or, "He who loves not his own language is worse than a beast and a stinking fish." This is a line from the poem Sa Aking Mga Kabata, which is believed to have been written by Rizal when he was 8 years old. However, that's the thing. No one knows if he ever actually wrote it or not. According to the Philippine Daily Inquirer, no original manuscript in Rizal's own hand exists for Sa Aking Mga Kabata, traditionally believed to be his first poem. Moreover, analysis point to the fact that the word kalayaan or freedom is used in the poem twice. Was Rizal already aware of his country's colonial condition at a very young age? Apart from that, kalayaan was spelled with a K. In Rizal's childhood, they spelled words with a C rather than a K. Theories about poets being linked to a poem have arisen, but as of now, the author remains an open mystery. Who would have thought that one of Rizal's most quoted lines is possibly not even by Rizal? Who knows the answer? The poem was also apparently published a decade after Rizal's execution. Speaking of Rizal's execution, let's move on to the second conspiracy theory. Jose Rizal survived this execution. So we found 2 interesting narratives for this one. The first one involves white cocks and divine miracles. A record from the National Archives, according to Prof. Ambeth Ocampo, discloses a strange incident that occurred on March 29, 1897. Rizal's remains are said to have vanished on their journey to the Paco Cemetery. A strange white cock took its place and soared towards Cavite. This led to the rumor that Jose Rizal miraculously rose from the dead because of a divine miracle after his execution in Bagong Bayan. However, it's still unclear whether the story was made up by rebels to recruit more people or was based on factual events. Second, on February 14, 2021, a channel called Puedeli TV uploaded a video claiming that Jose Rizal, together with Ferdinand Marcos, established the World Bank. The video was entitled, "Ang Pagtatag ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos at Jose Rizal ng Global Debt Facility," or President Ferdinand Marcos and Jose Rizal's establishment of the Global Debt Facility. Additionally, the video stated that Jesuit priests staged Rizal's death, and Rizal took on the name Jose Antonio Diaz, became a priest himself, lived 113 years, and finally established the World Bank at the age of 83 with a 27-year-old Marcos. We know this sounds utterly absurd and interesting at the same time. However, this has already been proven to be false by multiple credible sources. Some details proving this false include: photo that was used to represent Jose Antonio Diaz or Rizal's new identity was a hoax. A reverse image search revealed that the man in the photograph was Gregorio Aglipay, a former priest who was excommunicated in 1899 for revolutionary actions. Furthermore, a photo of Aglipay appeared on the website of Iglesia Filipina Independiente, the Philippine Independent Christian Church, where Aglipay became the first supreme bishop. The World Bank's official website has zero mentions of either Rizal or Marcos on its history page. Marcos was president of the Philippines from 1965 to 1986 when he was 27 years old. He was still not elected into power. Moving on to the third theory, which is one of the most talked about ones. Jose Rizal was Jack the Ripper. During the time that Jack the Ripper went on a killing spree at the Whitechapel district, Rizal was in London's British Library, copying the book Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas by hand. Rizal left London exactly when the murder stopped in January 1889. Jack the Ripper was suspected to be a surgeon or someone equipped with medical knowledge because of the intricate methods used in killing the victims. People speculate that Jose Rizal being a doctor and having the same initials as Jack the Ripper is more than a coincidence. This has been disproven multiple times though. Finally, Jose Rizal was the father of Adolf Hitler. When we first heard about this one, we were amazed at how people could arrive at such conclusions. Apparently, the story begins when Rizal studied at Heidelberg University. There, he allegedly had a one-night stand with an Austrian prostitute, consequently impregnating her. The child conceived of this event is supposedly the leader of the Nazi Party, Adolf Hitler. Conspiracy theories may have based this one solely off of the fact that Rizal and Hitler had similar mustaches, because this just can't be possible. Glenn Garfield Ang, a history teacher from Ateneo de Manila University, proved this to be false. He stated Hitler's birthday is April 20, 1889, giving an allowance of 9 months from conception to birth. Rizal should have been in Austria in July 1888, if he were indeed Hitler's natural father. But this is contradicted by the fact that Rizal was in London in July 1888 and remained there until September 1888. There are still tons of Rizal conspiracies out there, like one about him being a foreign spy, one about his sexuality, and one about him being a fake hero. As of now, all of these are nothing but conspiracy theories, and if they have proven anything, it is the fact that people are capable of coming up with the wildest ideas. What do you think about this? Do you have any Rizal conspiracies to share? Comment below!